Every path you don't take is a ghost, a life you'll never know. So you're going to stand there staring at the map forever, or are you ready to actually start walking?
You've been here before. 10 minutes have passed. The food in your microwave is getting cold, and you are still scrolling. You're not looking for the good film. You're looking for the best film, the perfect film, the one choice you won't regret. And in your search for the perfect choice, you choose nothing at all. This feeling has a name. It's the quiet tyranny of modern life.
They say it's just a film, but it's not, is it? It's the next 2 hours of your one life. How can you be sure you're not wasting them?
We are the freest generation in history. We have more options for who to be, what to do, where to live, and who to love than any human beings who have ever lived. And we are miserable. We feel lost, anxious, and perpetually dissatisfied. We are haunted by the ghosts of the lives we could be living, the choices we didn't make. We were promised that freedom meant more options, but what if that was a lie? What if the freedom to choose anything has become a cage?
It's just breakfast, right? So why does it feel like I'm defusing a bomb? Choose the wrong one and what? My entire day is ruined?
In 2004, psychologist Barry Schwartz conducted a now famous experiment. At a local market, he set up a tasting booth for jam. On some days, he offered 24 different flavors. On other days, only 6. The results were staggering. The table with 24 jams attracted more onlookers, but almost no one bought anything. The table with just 6 jams resulted in 10 times more sales. The shoppers with more options were paralyzed. They were so afraid of making the wrong choice, of missing out on a better flavor, that they chose not to choose at all. Schwartz called this the paradox of choice. The more options we have, the less satisfied we become.
You can do anything, be anyone. That was the promise. So why does it feel like I'm failing at all of them at once?
This isn't just about jam. It's about your career, your relationships, your identity. It's the nagging feeling that a better version of your life is just one more swipe, one more click, one more choice away. But what if the problem isn't the choices themselves? What if the problem is the very nature of choice in a world that has lost its compass?
The paradox of choice is more than a cognitive quirk. It is a symptom of a deeper sickness. To understand it, we need to look at the hidden architecture of our anxiety. Barry Schwartz identified 3 reasons why too much choice makes us miserable: decision fatigue, opportunity cost, and escalation of expectations. First, decision fatigue. Our brains have a finite amount of energy for making rational choices. Every decision, from what to wear to which career path to follow, depletes that energy. A world of infinite choice is a world of infinite mental exhaustion. Second, opportunity cost. When you choose one thing, you are simultaneously not choosing everything else. The satisfaction you get from your chosen path is constantly diminished by the imagined satisfaction of all the paths you didn't take. And finally, escalation of expectations. When you have 1,000 options, you expect perfection. And since nothing is ever perfect, you are almost guaranteed to be disappointed. This psychological diagnosis is crucial, but it's incomplete. It treats the symptom, not the disease. The Korean-German philosopher Byung-Chul provides a deeper diagnosis. He argues we live in an achievement society, that suffers from an excess of positivity. In the past, society was defined by negativity, thou shalt not. Today, it's defined by positivity. You can do anything. You can be anyone. This isn't liberation. It's a new, more subtle form of violence. The violence of positivity doesn't prohibit, it exhausts. It doesn't say no, it whispers more. The result is not freedom, but burnout. An exhaustion born from the internal pressure to realize every possibility. It keeps us perpetually striving, perpetually dissatisfied, and too exhausted to question the system itself. Before we explore the antidote, I want to hear from you. What's one area of your life, choosing a film, a career path, even what to have for dinner, where you felt this paralysis of too much choice? Share your experience in the comments below. Let's see how universal this feeling really is. So, that's the trap. A psychological paradox amplified by a sociological sickness. And if the story ended here, it would be a recipe for despair. But it doesn't. Because to truly understand our paralysis, we must go deeper. From the realm of psychology to the realm of existential itself. Enter the existentialists. For the French philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre, our condition is not a paradox. It is a condemnation. We are, in his famous words, condemned to be free.
I did everything right. The research, the analysis, but the market doesn't care. Tell me again, how much of this do I actually control?
Unlike a paper knife, which is designed with a purpose, an essence before it exists, a human being has no preordained purpose. We are simply thrown into the world. Existence precedes essence. This means we are radically, terrifyingly free. We must create our own meaning, our own values, through the choices we make. And we are responsible for every single one. The anxiety you feel staring at your screen is not about the film. It is the anguish of existence itself. It is the dizzying realization that you, and you alone, are responsible for giving your life meaning, and every small choice is a brushstroke in that self-portrait. Sartre's partner, Simone de Beauvoir, called this the ethics of ambiguity. We are ambiguous beings, a strange fusion of spirit and flesh, freedom and facticity. We are transcendent, able to imagine infinite futures, but we are also facticity, stuck in a body, in a time, in a place. The Beauvoir argues that most of us flee from this ambiguity. We try to become a serious man, pretending that values are objective and handed to us just to escape the burden of creating them ourselves. Or we become a nihilist, who, disappointed that there are no objective values, decides to destroy all value. But for de Beauvoir, the only authentic path is to embrace the ambiguity. To will oneself free and, crucially, to will others free. Our freedom is not a solo project. It is realized only in a world with other free beings. This is the revelation. The problem isn't that we have too many choices. The problem is we have been asked to choose in a vacuum, without a framework for what matters. The solution isn't fewer choices. It's a new way of choosing. How then do we live in the face of this terrifying freedom? How do we choose without being paralyzed? Philosophy offers us an antidote, a toolkit for rebellion against the tyranny of choice. The first tool comes from the 19th century Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard. He gives us the leap of faith. For Kierkegaard, the most important decisions in life can never be fully justified by reason. Reason can analyze options forever,
but it can never make the final commitment. To truly live, one must eventually make a leap, a radical, passionate commitment in the face of objective uncertainty. This isn't just about religious belief, it's about choosing a partner, a career, a set of values. It is the act of will that says, "This is my truth, the one I will live and die for, even without absolute proof." The leap of faith breaks the paralysis of analysis. It is the choice to stop calculating and start living.
The second tool comes from the ancient Stoics, particularly the former slave Epictetus. He gives us the dichotomy of control. The Stoics argue that most of our misery comes from trying to control what we cannot. We cannot control the economy, the weather, or what other people think of us. We can control our own judgments, our own intentions, and our own actions. The dichotomy of control is the ultimate life simplifier. It radically shrinks the field of choice. Instead of worrying about the 1,000 variables outside your power, you focus only on the few that are within it. You don't try to choose the best career path in an unpredictable market. You choose to act with virtue and diligence today. You don't try to find the perfect partner. You choose to be a good partner. This is the rebellion. Kierkegaard's leap provides the courage to commit, while the Stoics' discipline provides the focus for that commitment. So how do we bring this back from the clouds of philosophy to the concrete reality of our lives? How do we escape the tyranny of choice? We must build our own fishbowl. Not a prison, but a sanctuary. A set of self-imposed limits that frees us from the paralysis of the infinite. First, practice intentional constraint. Like Steve Jobs wearing the same outfit every day, eliminate trivial choices to save your energy for what truly matters. Choose a default breakfast. Limit your news sources. Create rules for yourself. Second, choose good enough. The pursuit of the best is the enemy of the good. Make a choice and then commit to it. Instead of endlessly searching for a better option, invest your energy in making your chosen option better. Third, practice gratitude for the choices you have made. The antidote to the regret of opportunity cost is to fully inhabit the life you are actually living. The modern world sold us a false bill of goods. It told us that freedom was the absence of limits. But true freedom is not the ability to choose everything. It is the power to choose what is essential and to let go of the rest. It is the freedom for a purpose, which requires freedom from the distraction of everything else. The choice is yours, and that has always been the problem. But now, perhaps, it can also be the solution.